Hi, welcome to Dawn Digs In, where I talk about living a happy, healthier life and things that interest me. And boy, was I interested in the article I just read on Tracy Anderson. Wow, what a witch hunt this article was. It's pages and pages and pages. Like, did they really need to go into all this depth? I am not an expert on anything here. I am a Tracy advocate. I love her workouts. What goes on in the corporate is not my problem. It's not my business. You can think what you want. If it's your business and you feel that you need to make decisions on what you do based on what you've just read, that's fine. I have worked in the corporate world for a long, long time. And these things just go on in companies. How many times have you gone into your boss with a list of grievances? And maybe not alone, maybe with a bunch of people. Nothing was ever changed. Nothing ever happened. Things remain the same. I had jobs where I was expected to work till my job was done. It didn't matter how long that took, where I was expected to come in without any extra pay. This is what the job entailed. These trainers took these jobs knowing that the pay was low, the working conditions weren't the greatest, they had expectations of what they had to do, yet I did not read anything about weight. So that's one good thing. She did not expect them to be a certain weight. But obviously there's expectations when you're promoting a brand. You are expected to do this workout and to be able to do it perfectly and to be able to pass it on to other people. The fact that they felt underpaid, I can honestly say from being in the gym world and owning a gym, trainers make minimum wage. They do not make $100,000 a year. It doesn't matter if your membership is $900 a month. If they're really good and they have some side hustles and maybe they're doing personal training, absolutely they can certainly get more money. But as a basis, they're not highly paid. It's like many other jobs. It's an entry-level job, even if they have gone to school to be a personal trainer. A lot of times it doesn't really give you that much more money. But it's something that you do because it's a love that you have. You want to train people. You want to work with people. You don't go into it for the money. You know, it's like people talk about teachers. You don't go into it for the money. You go into it because you want to help children. And the same with fitness. You go into fitness because you really want to make a difference for people. And if you are lucky enough to be able to branch out on your own and start your own business, good on you. Good on you. But make sure that you don't take anything along with you that really isn't yours. Now, I've read the article. I've read the talk about, stealing Tracy's work and stealing Tracy's sequences. And somebody mentioned, oh, well, back in the day, Jane Fonda was doing that. No, she wasn't. We were doing some leg lifts and other things that were definitely hard on your body and hard on your back, and nobody talked to you about any support or any breakdowns on how you should really be doing this and where you should be feeling it. Like, they were just doing exercise. There wasn't a lot of science behind it at the time. Now there is a science behind what you're doing and why you're doing it and in what order you may perform some exercises. So this is where Tracy talks about her sequences getting stolen. And if those are her sequences, then she has a right to say that. Should she let it go and just say whatever and be proud that people are actually wanting to copy her? Maybe. Some can, some can't. I've always felt that if somebody copies my work, then I'm flattered. To take it to another extreme sometimes can be a little much, but to each his own. If that's how she truly feels, that people are stealing from her, then you need to go ahead and pursue what you think you need to pursue to get what you feel you deserve. Now, as far as conditions go, I really had my doubts when the humidity started in the gym. That really got me because all I could think about was mold. Immediately. People were putting them in their houses, and I'm like, oh my God, do you know what that's going to do to your home? My ex-husband used to have this thing about having a vaporizer on in the bedroom at all times until I had black mold crawling up my wall. So I knew it was not doing good things. So working in the heat is not always a bad thing, but your room has to be made to accommodate this type of an environment. It's like doing hot yoga. I can't even breathe in those rooms. And I'm sure they have something in place to make these rooms easier to clean, that they don't get a lot of mold, and there's different things in there to prevent that from happening. Maybe Tracy had that. I'm not too sure. But It's difficult, one, to keep a gym clean. It's your number one goal is to keep things clean. It's very difficult. You have a lot of people in and out all the time who don't clean up after themselves. I'm not saying you have to, but you know what? If I go to a gym and I use the equipment, I'm wiping all that down. People don't. They just throw their mats here and throw their stuff there. And the staff is expected to clean up after them. So is it not always perfect? No, it's not always perfect. You could come in and have times where things are messy because it was just so busy that you just couldn't keep up with it. There also is an expectation on the guest or the member to make sure that they do look after what they work with and look after the environment that they are in. It's just part of the code. These are things that you do that if you are a member, I would expect that you just don't throw your crap everywhere, that you're not flinging dirty clothes at people. Like, really. And if Tracy did that, whatever, I'm sure there's more to it and there's always another side to the story. I do see that they reached out to Tracy's corporation to get some feedback. And I don't know how long ago they did that or how long they've been waiting, but it doesn't look like there was really any response. Good or bad, sometimes it's better to just let it slide because there's always three sides to every story, right? There's yours, mine, and the truth. And people that are upset will say many things. I could talk about many jobs that I had that I loved, but there were always aspects of those jobs that I didn't like, or people that I didn't like, and things I was expected to do that I didn't like. And then when you move on to other things, you're like, oh, remember when we had to do this? Well, could that not be part of what we're reading in this article? Is that people are just saying things that they've been asked and it gives them a little tagline that they were spoken to and this was their opinion. And I'm not saying any of this is right or wrong. This is just my opinion on how I read in between this article and what I kind of felt. And I really felt bad for Tracy. You can say what you want. Oh, she's rich and she's built an empire. Yes, she has. She has built an empire. She is a pioneer in this business. She has done amazing things for women's bodies, and we cannot take that away from her. I don't care. You cannot take that away from her. What happened to me when I did Meta was unbelievable. To have found something that truly did this was amazing. If it doesn't work for you, that's great. Move on. There's hundreds of great programs and trainers out there to try. You don't have to be fixated on one. And who cares that it's the Hollywood glam squad? I don't care. Those women are no better than me. I don't really care if they go in their $1,000 outfits and their $500 shoes. Like, I don't care. It doesn't change that I work out in my pajamas. It doesn't make them any better than me in their workout. So bringing up the rich clientele is really neither here nor there. Sure, those rich clientele have helped her to push and improve her business. Absolutely. But results are what has spoken. Results. These trainers gave them results. Tracy gave Madonna results. She gave Gwyneth results. She gave J-Lo results. Everybody got results from her. That's why she does it, because she got results. Whether they've moved on to other workouts is irrelevant. But the fact that they're speaking up about past transgressions to me is just not something that you do. Move on. You're over it. You're done. It doesn't mean you have to watch somebody get body slammed here. I don't understand it's like that game you played as a kid when everybody piled on top of each other. Is that really necessary? We are adults. People need to just grow up, deal with the reality of the situation. Do changes need to be made? From reading this article, maybe they do. Maybe they don't. Maybe there's a lot of disgruntled employees. It happens in every business. You can talk to somebody who loves their job and can say nothing bad about it, and you can talk to somebody else that doesn't have one nice thing to say about anybody in that company. So really, a lot of this is just somebody's opinion. And a few people's opinions. I'm not just saying this is the person that wrote the article's total opinion. She has researched it, and she has gotten information from many people. But it still doesn't make it all true. Like I said, everybody has an opinion on what they think happened or what they think should have happened and how it was handled. I'm sure we could go on and on and on about this article, but I'm not going to sit here and nitpick everything that was said and was written. It was a well-written article. It kept me engaged through the whole thing. I mean, I couldn't stop reading it. So it was a well-written article. Do I believe all of it? No. Maybe it's true. I don't know. You have to make your own opinion of what you think is true. But all I know is it's not going to keep me from doing the workout that I know got me results. It's not going to change my opinion on anything because I'm not involved in that world. I really think we need to start doing some reality shows about real things. And maybe this is one of those real things. Forget all these housewives. Let's have a reality show on the trainers of New York City and the dancers of New York City. Let's have a reality show on what goes on behind the scenes of a casino. That would curl your hair. So until I see you next time, I hope you have some awesome workouts this week. You are amazing.